Hi everybody, it's Velia here, and today we're going to be having a live class on suggestions on how to help you get better sleep at night. So I know, unfortunately, working in the mental health field, that the number one reason for a lot of people having really groggy days and kind of, depression coming in and anxiety is because of lack of sleep. So many times we've tried alternative remedies. I know people like take teas at night. Some people go to their doctors. A lot of society right now is medicated because they are having trouble sleeping. Now that could be due to a variety of reasons. Now we have a lot of stress now. We have to, get to work. We have to take care of the kids. We have to make sure the bills are paid. So there's many factors pressing on our lives in this day and age, right? And it seems like more and more, it just seems to be getting a little more hectic as the time goes by. So today what I'm going to share with you are just a couple of suggestions that you can actually partake in, some things you can do to improve your quality of sleep. So looking forward to hanging out with you guys today. Hi Annabelle, hi Yesenia. So glad you guys jumped on to hang out with me today. So I'm super excited to share some information as far as the oils are concerned. So give me one quick second here, make sure I have everybody ready, or all my stuff ready. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of oils today, and what I want to do is make sure that I'm asking you guys to please let me know if there's something that you can relate to or something that you want to share with me. Maybe I can give you suggestions on what could do to get a better night's sleep. Please type it on the comments and let me know how I can best service you this evening or this afternoon. It's a 1 o'clock class, so excited to see a few of you here, and we're going to wait for the rest of you to jump on, but we're going to start progressing with what we're going to talk about today. So one of the things that I like to start off with when I talk to clients is like, what's going on with your sleep regimen? And I ask questions, I have like a little checklist, and I ask them to check off things that apply to them. So the first thing would be, do you have a regular sleep routine? Like, do you tell yourself when you're going to go to bed at night, or is it kind of like, I get to bed after I finish the laundry or finish the things that I have to do? So you don't really have a routine, so that's one thing we look at first. Now, is your bedroom comfortable? Where you sleep, where you lay your head at night, are you comfortable? Do you have enough pillows? The lighting, how is everything going on in your bedroom where you actually are supposed to be getting your sleep? So we want to try to make it more of a serenity, a place of tranquility. What I like to do with that is I have my diffuser. Here it is. And what I put in my diffuser is Serenity. And Serenity is our sleep blend. It's right here. And it has quite a few oils in it. We're going to talk a little more about the blend and what it does for you. This goes in my diffuser every night, and it helps kind of bring my mind and kind of start shutting it down a little bit because the days are really hectic, and sometimes at night we have trouble turning it off. So Serenity is my go-to blend for my diffuser. It also has Vetiver, and Vetiver comes from a root, and this is used for a lot of my clients who have like anxiety or have any type of hypertension, where they're just really active and they're kind of nervous, and this kind of helps bring some tranquility into their life. I put 1 drop over their heart, and it brings back any anxiousness, brings down any anxiousness they may be experiencing. Bergamot is also a really good oil, and we're going to talk a little more about bergamot and how it helps with the hormone balance in our body, because a lot of the sleep issues have to do with hormone imbalances as well, and we're going to talk a little more about that later. Lang Lang is also good for hormonal balance and bringing your overall body, bringing it back into center and having it just be a little more focused on you getting your downtime for you to be able to recoup to make sure you have a productive day the next day. Okay, Balance oil is one of our blends, and Balance is also one of those blends that brings your body back and it grounds it. So it's a grounding blend, which means, sometimes we're just kind of all over the place. And this one brings you back to focus. It brings you back into balance, because the outside factors sometimes we can't really control. But what I challenge people to do is try to control the internal things that are going on with you. And once you've done that, then it's easier to take on the day's challenges. One of our very prestigious oils right now is a Roman chamomile, and it comes in a little 5 ml like this. Now this one is very difficult to harvest, so it's not available all year round. We had it available a couple months ago, so I made sure to stock up on it. And I know a lot of people, I don't know if you can relate, but when I was growing up, when you had trouble sleeping, they always said, oh, take some chamomile before you go to bed. Take a bag of chamomile, have a tea, and that's supposed to help with tranquility, also help with inflammation. It's very good to uplift the mood. And Roman chamomile, we're going to talk a little more about that later. Patchouli is found in many perfumes, and this is also something that helps regulate your brain, helps regulate your mood. So depending on what you're doing as far as your mood is concerned, if it's fluctuating, this one helps bring your mood back into balance. and kind of helps shutting down. We have like neurotransmitters in our brain that kind of are all over the place. We have a lot of chemicals in our brain, and if we have a lot of stressors throughout the day, it's very difficult to turn it off. So these oils help your body naturally to come back into a balanced state and focus on getting the rest that you really do need. Okay, so what kind of things have you tried doing to relax in the evenings? I know a lot of people say, well, I go on my phone or I watch TV because I like the sound and I like the light. And what most people do is that they turn to their electronics. Well, little do they know that according to research, it actually stimulates your brain even more. So if you're trying to shut down and you're using your device or you're using your TV or whatever, all those electromagnetic waves that are coming in, they're actually stimulating your brain. And even though a lot of us have gotten used to doing that to put us to sleep, it's kind of like a really unhealthy regimen. So I'm going to challenge you to look at that and look at other ways that you can possibly not get on your device, maybe reading a book. So that's what I do when I have trouble sleeping. I read a book, an actual book, and that puts me to sleep because it relaxes my brain, it relaxes my mind, and then I can progress later on for the next day. And that's why we challenge you. So a lot of times we have stressors that we didn't take care of during the day. So what I encourage individuals to do is to grab a piece of paper and write down anything that you have pending for the next day. So, you know, the day has 24 hours. You didn't get to finish everything you planned. So instead of beating yourself up at night, just write down the things you didn't get to, and then that'll become your to-do list for tomorrow. So a lot of times, because we have so much going on in our brain, your brain is up and say, wait a minute, you're not done with this. Don't forget this. You have to do that. So what I found is putting it on a piece of paper and saying, okay, they're in my mind. They're on a piece of paper. I'm not going to forget, and I'll get to them tomorrow. So that's another way that you can also attempt to try and build into your routine to help you have a little more relaxation during the evening. For some people, when they haven't slept at night, they could say, oh, I'm going to catch up on my sleep. Well, it's not always possible to do that. Even if you sleep 20 hours the next day, you would have never really gained back what you lost. So average amount of hours we should be sleeping as adults is 7 to 9 hours. However, if you sleep any more than that, you feel just as bad as if you slept 2. So try to stay between 7 to 9 hours, which was highly recommended by researchers, to make sure your body has a chance to decompress, to cleanse out any junk from the previous day, to relieve any kind of stress, and to get enough rejuvenation for you to take on the next day. It's like plugging in your cell phone, right? So you have your cell phone, you're using your cell phone all day, right? You're calling everybody, you're sending your messages, and you always plug it in at night. Well, as humans, sometimes we forget to charge our own battery. So that's something you can do to incorporate into your schedule to make sure you're empowering yourself to take on the next day, okay? Sunlight is very important. So it's recommended that we have at least 20 minutes of sunlight a day. And for a lot of people, that's impossible. But if you really can go like on your break and just take in some sun, some vitamin D, that's going to help you decompress for the evening as well. So try it and let me know how it works. But there are a lot of studies that show that that's actually an effective method to use to help you sleep better at night. Some people are very sensitive to light, and that's me. If I have a night light, sometimes it'll bother me if I'm not really tired. So you can always have a nightlight on or make sure it's really dark. So if you need total darkness, get an extra sheet, put it on top of the windows, whatever you need to do to make it more comfortable for you. What I've done sometimes is incorporate more exercise in my life, because I find that sometimes when we're so busy, caught up, and even if you're running around, it's not true exercise, because you're running, you're causing more stressors in your life. But if you can go on a walk, short walk, maybe do some cardio, do some stretching exercises, that helps bring your body back into balance. It relaxes you a bit, and it exhausts you just enough where your body says, okay, I need some downtime. And that is always something really healthy to build into your regimen as well. There's a lot of breathing techniques that you can use, a lot of deep breathing exercises before you get ready to go to bed. After you've put everything down on a piece of paper, you've done your exercising, you've got some sunlight in. At the end of the day, I like to decompress and say, you know what, today was a good day. I talk about my accomplishments for the day. So instead of focusing on the things that I didn't get done, I like to focus on the things that I did get accomplished. So it gives me a sense of worth, a sense of value. So I do that. I do some deep breathing. So I just kind of close my eyes. I get centered in my body. I feel myself here, right? Take a deep breath with my nose and exhale out of my mouth. So, and the whole time I'm talking to myself about, you know what, you had a great day today. You did the best that you could. You were able to get involved. You were able to help. You got some things accomplished. And that gives me permission to go to bed. And I know it sounds weird, but sometimes I think subconsciously we're so hard on ourselves that we're trying to make sure that we did everything we possibly could. and then we're thinking about it. So if you can stop and say, you know what, I did a good job today. I got this, this, and this done. Tomorrow's day task or tomorrow's worries are going to be on this piece of paper. So when I wake up tomorrow refreshed, I'm ready to take on that day. So just a couple of suggestions for you to try. If you've already tried something that you know is working for you, if you can please share with us, we'd really appreciate it as well. Any emotional things that you may be going through throughout the day. Like a lot of times, you know, somebody's hurt us, or, you know, we're going through some, getting over some burdens, or we're just financially, maybe we're stressing. So a lot of things you think about, what do I have control over, what I don't have control over? And that's something I like to journal as well. So I keep a journal and I think about the things that I have control over, and I also think about the things that I don't. I kind of weigh them out, and then I give myself permission to go to sleep, right? Because I can't function very well on little sleep. 2 oils I like to recommend for those that are having maybe some emotional struggles are Console. And Console is a blend, or one of our doTERRA blends that has lavender in it, ylang-ylang, and a bunch of other stuff to help you soothe and bring you and ground you back to what you have to do. Any type of feelings of maybe anger, resentment, if you're just sad. A lot of us have, you know, some issues that come up and we get a little sad, and sometimes those prevent us from getting the restful night's sleep. So Console, 1 drop on each of your wrists, or 1 drop, and then on the bottom of your feet as well. And you can also add this 1 drop or 2 to your diffuser and get all the benefits aromatically. This one is also very well. It says forgive. And for those moments where we're feeling a little resentful, and it's so funny because I talk to clients and sometimes they have so many mental health issues as well as physical health issues because somebody's hurt them and they have that grudge and they haven't been able to let go. So, and it's funny because a lot of times those people that hurt you have no idea. Or they're going about their merry own way, having, you know, living life, and you're the one still sitting here with resentment or hurt. So this is also a really good blend for forgive, and it does help you release any feelings of resentment. And people ask, how do oils do that? It's like your body recognizes them because they're natural, they're from the earth, and we're created right from the earth. So when you introduce something like an essential oils that comes from the earth, that has no synthetics, that has no type of any crazy chemicals, your body says, thank you so much, this is what I needed, thank you for understanding me. Now your body responds naturally. So really good oils for Give and Console. Want to share with you that. And my diffuser is going over here with my Serenity, so if you guys see me falling asleep, you'll know why. What we're going to do today is give you a few more suggestions on what you guys can use. We have a diffuser here, and I have a bunch of different diffuser blends that I'll be sharing with you shortly. So if you guys can grab a piece of paper and a pen, we're going to go over a few of those. I want to share those with you. We're also going to be making some roller balls, or a roller ball, and give you guys some recipes that you can use to help you incorporate. So oils are awesome, they're great, but they work better when you're doing a lot of mental, when you're alert and when you're aware about things that are keeping you up at night. So the oils, again, do come naturally and they help you, but I like to also talk to my clients about different things that you can do to help yourself. And then the oils come along and aid and help you really follow through in the direction that your body wants to go in, right? And everybody wants to be at optimal level. So if we can find ways for that to work and for us to work hand in hand with our body, then that's definitely the way to go. I have an ebook here that I can also share with you, a little more information on sleeping. So many suggestions that somebody can give is to really trying to figure out, what are you eating at night, right? Sometimes if we eat too late at night, our liver's kind of taxed and is trying to get rid of toxins. So be very mindful about what time that you're eating. It's recommended not to eat anywhere between 3 to 4 hours before you go to sleep. So your body has time to kind of get rid of whatever you put in the day, turn it into energy or whatever it has to do. And then at night, your liver's, it's fine, it's not working hard anymore, and you're able to fall asleep. A lot of people use lavender, and lavender's, you know, it's used in everything and anything when you get like relaxation body scrubs, or for the babies to soothe them. Like I know they say, oh, bathe the baby, make sure you use the soap that has a lavender because it helps bring them down and feel a little more tranquil. So you can actually add a drop or 2 to your bath water before you go to bed, and it actually comes into your blood system within 30 days. It comes into your blood within 30 seconds. So what you can do is add this to your water, sit in the bathtub for a while, and then experience the benefits. You can also put a drop under your feet or on your wrist, and that's going to help soothe you. So what we're going to talk about here next is making a roller ball. So once you have experienced and you know a little more about the oils and you start getting to play with them, right? Because sometimes people buy oil, like, what do I do with them? Like, there's always continued education. No one's going to no one on my team or we're going to just sell you something and say, here, use this oil, you know. And then some people have these oils and don't know what to do with them. So we're going on Facebook Live almost daily, 2 or 3 times a week, to educate people on how to use their oils, because oils are great and they have these great benefits, but when you learn to use them, then you make yourself duplicatable. Like right now you have all this knowledge, you can go out and teach people, and they're going to reach people you're never going to have a chance to reach. Like I know I have people on my team that know people that I'll never meet. So if we can teach you how to use your oils, how to feel better, how to sleep better, how to perform better overall, then we're attaining the goals that we set for ourselves. We're going to make what's called a hammer blend. And the hammer blend has all these oils we just talked about, and I'll give you guys instructions on how to make it. And this one's really good to help you sleep better at night. Okay, so even though you have a lot going on, this one tells your body, slow down, we're getting ready to go to bed. You need to turn off whatever you've turned on, put your stressors down, and then get ready for the next day. So what I begin with is a 10 ml roller ball, and this blend is called the hammer blend, and it's named that way because it's supposed to knock you out. So I get a label, print out the ingredients, put my tape, and then I have a little roller ball here. And the ingredients for this one, if you guys have a piece of paper, write it down. We put 10 drops of vetiver. And vetiver is the one we spoke of here earlier, and it is the root. It has kind of like a sweet, moody, caramel, smoky smell. I love the smell of vetiver. It's my favorite next to the uplifting mood. So this one's kind of like calm down, relax. I put it over my heart, and it has a very woodsy smell, almost caramel-like smell. I really like the smell of this one. And the benefits are great. And you can also take them internally. Some people make vetiver tea, so they put a drop or two in warm water and they drink it at night too. So that's always a good idea too. Okay, so the first oil is vetiver, and it's kind of syrupy. I don't think you guys can see it, but it's kind of gummy, like syrup. Again, because it comes from the root. So all these oils come from different places. They come from the bark, they come from the branches, they come from the flower, they come from different areas. So that's why they're all different. Like some are kind of syrupy, some are a little watery. So again, vetiver is a very tranquilizing type oil, and we like to add that to our hammer because it does just that. It brings us nice and tranquil. Okay, the next one we have here is Serenity. We talked a little about Serenity, and this one's our Restful Sleep Blend. And this is actually a new blend that just came out. They had Serenity, but now they improved it and made it a Restful Blend because they added the vetiver on there, and it makes it just that much stronger. So for that one, this one calls for 10 as well. So 10 of Serenity. And this one it does promote feelings of relaxation, and it makes you a little sleepy because all of a sudden everything else starts calming down. It also helps with feelings of tension, and it brings your body to more of a calm state, as I mentioned earlier. So bergamot has a very soothing aroma. This is bergamot here. And this one right here, it purifies the skin. And it also does, what it does is also promotes more calming effects in your body. So if you're somebody who's like really wired and running around doing stuff, and you have the bergamot, it kind of tells your body, slow down, let's bring it back. And that's what bergamot does. Among other benefits, it has uplifting mood. It promotes feelings of happiness. And we put this in here, and this one calls for 10 drops as well. So we're going to do 10 drops of bergamot. This one smells really good. It kind of smells like a flower. It's very citrusy, very spicy, the bergamot. Let me see what the other one is here. You can also add this to your diffuser guide. The bergamot's great. So the ylang-ylang promotes the antioxidant support when ingested. It promotes healthy skin, hair, and it also uplifts the moods with a calming effect. This is why it's in the hammer blend. But what ylang-ylang does as well is it helps you bring your hormones into balance. So a lot of individuals who, like, they say, oh, they're really mean, oh, they're just hormonal or whatever. And sometimes it's funny, but that's the actual truth. Like, sometimes their hormones are out of balance and they just act mean or act different or act a way they don't like to, because that's just how their hormones are playing havoc in their body. So we have ylang-ylang here, and this one actually helps bring your hormones back in balance. So we've had a lot of happy wives introduce this, well, not so very happy wives introduce it to their husbands because they're really moody. Sometimes they're not very affectionate. It's very hard to be intimate because my husband doesn't have that, lovey-dovey side of him is what they call. So we found that a lot of men, after they start using ylang-ylang, they actually start getting a little more cuddly, a little more affectionate. Now, this doesn't change their personalities, so we're not false advertising here, but it does help them have more of a hormone balance, and which in turn helps them to be in more of a control of their actions, okay? They're more conscious of what's happening, but we'll call it a hormone balance, that's it. And that's 8 drops of the ylang-ylang. All right, and this one smells very flowery. I'm a fan of the fruit, the citrusy smells, and this one smells like flowers. It's kind of sweet and rich and a little spicy if you pay attention to the scent. And all of them mixed together smell delicious. Okay, the next one we have is Balance. And Balance is so lovely because you don't have to guess what it does. It actually just balances you out. It brings you back to your homeostasis, to your home, to your happy place. Now, we have a lot of people, sometimes we scan them and their hands are really cold, and the machine does not pick up on their scan because their body's just not present with them. It's just, they're not present. They're kind of everywhere. And Balance on the hands, even on the hands, anywhere on your skin, is going to go and promote you to kind of bring back and get back into balance instead of being wired and all over the place. So Balance has, it's 8 drops of Balance as well. We're going to add Balance there. And this one here has like an airy, fresh, sweet, this one's kind of woodsy as well, but it has a nice little kick to it too. So this one smells pretty good. I like the benefits. Sometimes if you just put Balance on your wrist, you don't have to mix it with so many. Like one oil can do so much. But we find that with blends, we take all the positive properties that they have to offer and they balance each other out. And you kind of just keep playing with the rollers and different blends and you create your own. So that's the fun part about these oils is you never finish learning. You're always learning something new. So if you're not happy, if you need uplift, if you're upset, if you're resentful, whatever you're feeling, they come in and they help your body get back to a balanced state. The next one is my Roman Chamomile. And I'm really excited about this one because I didn't have it forever and I just got it and now I use it. I put it in a cup of water, have it as tea, put it over my heart. It helps with any tension. It helps uplift your mood. It helps you feel more tranquil. And even though we have stressors in life, these aid your body into saying it's okay. You don't have to freak out, you know. And a friend can tell you that till they're blue in the face, like it's okay, things are going to work out. But something about these oils, when they come and they're introduced into the body, they tell your body it's going to be okay. And your body believes it and it stops freaking out. Okay, Roman Chamomile, this one requires 8 drops. Give me a minute here, it's going to take a while. I have a different dropper on this one, that's 2. 4. That's 8. Sorry, it looks a little different because I don't have a topper on it. And this one just smells like a hibiscus flower. I don't know if that makes sense, but it smells like, oh my God. I'm like, it's Roman Chamomile, but it smells like hibiscus. So it has a really nice smell. I actually like it as a perfume. I put it on under my wrist. So I don't use any splashes. I don't use any perfumes. I use my oils for everything. And all I do is whatever I feel like smelling like that particular day, I put my coconut oil on there. So for example, if I'm going to go out and I want to smell like Roman Chamomile, put 1 drop in some of my coconut oil, rub it all over my body. So I'm getting the therapeutic benefits, right? I'm getting the aroma therapy from it. And then when I walk around other people, they get it too. So I get to share the benefits just wearing them myself. And that's exciting because I don't have to force feed anybody my oils. Oh, you smell so good. What is that? I had gone to the gym and I put some Breathe On and some past tense. And some lady would ask me, can I just work out next to you? Because I just feel so comfortable when I'm working out next to you. I'm like, sure, come on, hang out. But you know how you have something on and you can smell it for a while, but then you don't smell it anymore? So I didn't even realize I still smell like my oils. But when I walked into the room, people were actually they're gravitating towards me to work out with me. So I thought that was really interesting. All right, our last one is patchouli. And this is here. And that one also has like a richy, woody smell. And it's a little earthy as well. A lot of female perfumes have patchouli in them. So I know I have friends that are always buying perfumes, and then they tell me, you smell like my perfume. Like, I'm not wearing perfume. What are you wearing? Just patchouli. So they've actually stopped purchasing their perfumes, and they purchase these oils, and 1 drop goes a long way. This one requires 3 drops. There's that one. So here are all our oils for our hammer blend. And as you can see, there's quite a few drops of oil in there. And then what we do is we get the fractionated coconut oil, and that does not take away the benefits of the actual oils in there, but it reduces them so it lasts longer. So you can put a drop of these every night before you go to bed, but I like to make it convenient, so we make little roller balls. And I just fill it to the top with my coconut oil. And some people ask me, okay, I made the roller, like where do I put it? And I said, okay, it doesn't matter where you roll it because it does get into your bloodstream within 30 seconds. So no matter where you put it, it'll get there. The lovely part is your body knows where it needs to go and it takes it there. Your carriers inside your body actually assist it in getting to where it needs to get. But of course, I always want to feel sophisticated. I said, okay, we'll get the roller and then just place it over your heart, right? Rub some over your heart. Put some behind your neck right here. We have little arteries going here, on your arm and under the feet. Now, some people are not a fan of the smell. So does that mean they're not going to be able to get the benefits? No, they still can, but they can rub it under their feet. And once you put it under the feet, it goes exactly where it needs to go. All right, pop the lid on, shake it off. And this is your sleep support. So a regimen, hammer at night, right? Have my diffuser going. That helps. My room's dark. I've put all my worries aside. I wrote them on a piece of paper. Talk to myself about it. What are you going to do? Are you good? What's the plan for tomorrow? Kind of make a plan. Get on a routine, as difficult as it is. It's not going to be perfect, but try to get yourself on a routine that's going to help you work and be at optimal level the next day. Now, we also have Serenity capsules, which are shown here. And these Serenity capsules actually can be ingested at night. You take 1 or 2 capsules every night. And they have the restful blend here. And they look little brown capsules, little gel capsules right here. You could take 1 or 2 at night. And when my friend first introduced me to them, we were actually up like 2 in the morning. And she goes, try these capsules, they're so good. And I popped in my mouth and I knocked out. Did not even wake up at night to go to the bathroom, check on anybody, do anything. I actually went to sleep. And the next morning we had to get up at 7. So we had gone to a convention and I'm sitting in the convention like, you know, and I was very relaxed. Now, here's the best part. They're not addictive. You can use them as needed every day. It's not going to hurt you if you need to. But these right here actually put your body, again, they bring your body down. They allow it to rest, which is what we need, right? And then when you wake up the next morning, you're not groggy. They don't become addictive. You don't feel like, you know, you didn't get enough rest. They actually put it down. Your body recognizes it. Thank you very much. Wake up the next day, and you're good to go. So highly recommend the Serenity Gel Capsules. If you haven't tried them already, let me know. I can send you a sample. Warning, once you start using these oils, they become very addicting because you find them for everything. Sleep, healing, I mean, you name it. There is literally an oil for everything. I'm wearing my shirt. There's an oil for that. There really is. So, loved hanging out with you guys today. What I'm going to do is go over a couple of diffuser things that you can actually sleep, that help you sleep, to put in your diffuser. So again, I put Serenity in mine. Not everybody has every oil, so what we like to do is my mentor and I get a few diffuser blends together. So in case you don't have a lot of the oils, you can still use what you have. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple, and I'll try to post a few of these later on as well. So Calmed and Sleepy, we have clary sage, patchouli, and sandalwood, and that's 2 drops of those, each one. One that we like to use for kids. Sometimes kids are really restless at night and they can't get to bed, and you tell them go to bed and they want to be defiant and say, I don't want to go to bed, I'm not tired, or I'm not sleepy, or whatever. But there's a diffuser. You can also use a hammer on them. It's diluted with the fractionated coconut oil, so you're okay. And there's one you can use. It's 1 drop of sandalwood, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of geranium. So you get a diffuser like so, and you add water to it, and you put a couple of drops there. So I have a question from Yesenia. Can we get the hammer oil from you? Yes. I actually make roller balls to sell as well. So if you're interested in a hammer, right here, this one sells for $18 right here. And if I need to ship it to you, we'll charge you for shipping. But I can make these roller balls for you, and you name it. There's a roller ball for everything and anything. High blood pressure, cholesterol. We have sprays for pancreas to help you produce more insulin. So there's a bunch of things that we can make roller balls for. This hammer is $18 and has a lot of oils in it, really good stuff, and you will feel the difference right away. Now, oils work differently for everybody. So if you think you need something stronger, then we can play with the oils and make something stronger. For some reason, there's been times, well, a couple weeks ago, I had to like a liver cleanse, and I was not sleeping. I was taking my Serenity. I'm like, what's going on with my body? Why aren't they working? Well, I had so much going on at that time that I was one of those kids that were super active and super hyper, and my friend says use past tense. And past tense is more to bring you alert, and it's for attention control, really. But it was kind of like my body was really hyper, so I put that one on, and that's what worked. So I keep playing with them to see what it is that works for me, and we'll have to do that with you as well. But the majority of people, hammer, they do well with. It does relax them. They take all the recommendations that I give them, you know, as far as what we talked about earlier. They do the hammer diffuser, and in the morning they felt like they got the rest that they needed. And again, it's all about taking on the day, right? Being productive members of society, living better quality of lives. And sometimes because our schedules are so demanding, it's very difficult. But I challenge you to try a few of these tips and tricks. If you would like a sample of some oils, please let me know. Comment underneath. You can also add any friends to this page. It's public. No obligation to purchase anything. My heart calls out to educate people on the more natural remedies. So that's what I'm doing, being here live, giving more information, because I'm accountable for what I know. So what I want to do is share. And if you have anybody you want to share with, we're going to be having classes here. You can add them and say, hey, so-and-so recommended me. And we make sure we let them know that you're the one that is looking out for them, okay? So look